I'm Mark, and I'm half-ass ready. So, last time I come at y'all, I sounded pretty bad. I'm feeling a lot better. Still not 100%, but you know what? I can actually walk from my couch to my shop and do a few little things. Still awful sore, but my lungs are working better. My heart's working better. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not 100%, but so I just want a quick message today. Hate it's taking me so long to get back to it, but we talk about survival and prepping, and rule number one in survival: survive. And I damn near messed up rule number one. So, concentrate on rule number one. The first things you can do to keep yourself in the fight, do it. So, take care of yourselves. But, I've already talked about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I just know that in the last 4 weeks, when I've been laying flat on my back and I'm not in the fight. Yeah, I survived, but what if you fail on survival rule number one? Okay, that's ran through my mind, and I thought about it, and I thought about what do I do when I'm not in the fight, right? But today I might be able to pick up a rifle and go to work, but I don't want to. It's going to hurt. It's going to make me have a lot of pain. 2 weeks ago, I couldn't even pick up a rifle. Look, I can't carry a 5-gallon can of gas right now. Pulls on my chest. What do you do when you're out of the fight? How do you prep for not being in the fight? So, thought about it a lot. And look, if you ain't there for your group, for your wife, for your son, for your MAG, if you ain't there, how can you still help? So, ever since we started prepping, my wife and I have compiled a shit hit the fan book, right? I have a book, a 3-ring binder, and inside that book, I've written down everything my wife needs to know, my son needs to know, whoever's using my preps needs to know, right? How to operate my electrical system when the grid's down. How I garden with my container gardening. Where my seeds are stored. An inventory of food, water filtration, ammunition. I keep a running list of those things inside that book. Recently purchased a new solar generator. So I'm working on a piece of paper to put in there with how to operate my solar generator, right? Try to keep a list of things that need special things, like 2-cycle gas for my chainsaws. I use high octane fuel in my 4-wheeler. So I keep a list of those things. I try to keep a running inventory of what we have. So even if I'm out of the fight, even if I'm not here, I've left behind my wisdom, or as much as I can. Yeah, I'm a burden right now. I'm not a contributor to my situation. I'm a drain on resources right now. Now, I'm going to change that. I'm trying to make that better, and you should always be striving to do that. Make yourself a contributor to your group. But I found out that you for real can be taken out of this game in a hurry. And what if you take everything you know with you, right? I don't know what else I can do when I'm not in the fight except pray and try to keep my knowledge in a place where my group can use my knowledge, right? So I'm going to leave you with that thought. It's you're always thinking I'm always going to be here and I'm always going to be in that fight. Take a minute. Take a minute. Don't dwell on it. Take a minute and realize that you might not be in the fight. Look, it might not be a heart attack, y'all. You know, you might cut yourself with a damn chainsaw or something early on, right? I mean, yeah, they stop the bleeding, but you can't work anymore. You can't carry, you can't gather water. Water's heavy. Wood's heavy. You know, these things are physical. And your physical part of your prepping, you need to take very seriously. I know I will from now on. I don't know, and I've honestly, I've had a lot of time to think about it. I don't know anything else I can tell you. But take a minute, and think about it. Think about your situation, your group, and make those plans that you can't be there. You may not even be dead, dude. You may be on a trip out of town. Your group may have to spend 2 weeks waiting on you to walk home. Think about it. You know, and we all have some complicated things, some complicated setups, because we're using the grid all the time. But we have these complicated setups when we go off grid. You need to pass that knowledge on. You know, either showing them or writing it down. Whatever you got to do, right? Look, tell the ones you love that you love them, and let's get full ass ready. Mark, sign.